Hi, so last in the series this week is to use our mat rolled up again, but in standing, and using it as a balance aid. So before we come onto the mat, I want us just to focus on our balance point through our body. So if I stand side on, I want you to imagine you're sitting back in a chair. So here, almost I get the same sort of fold at my knees as I do at my hips. What we tend to do is fold forward and then send our knees forward here, rather than find our balance point through our body and sit back, taking your tailbone out behind you and really folding into those hips. Okay, so I want you to try and find that the knees aren't coming forward and traveling forward over your toes. As soon as you do that, you put more load through the front of the leg. Think that the knees stay where they are and the bottom goes backwards. Okay, so the way I'm then setting this up is I'm going to have a little roller in front of me for a bit of support, and I'm also close enough to a wall, okay, because I want you to experience the challenge of your balance, but also think about good alignment and control. So we're going to start by just spreading the toes on the mat, one foot in front of the other, okay? And so we're going to just start in a stride stance, and like I said, I've got the wall if I need to realign my body, and in front of me I've got the roller. You could use a chair in front of you if you just need a bit of support there. So spread the toes out and find the balance point for you. And we'll just start with doing some heel raises here, just rising up and lowering back down. Just warming up those legs and back down. Nice. And just allow the feet to mold into the mat and spread the toes, hinging at those toe joints. And last two here. And last one. Nice. And then from here, stand into the back leg but grow tall through the body, and just swing the other leg forward and back. Arms can go opposite to that. Nice. Just maintaining that length through the spine, balance through the body. Two more, one, and then back down. Cool, so then we're gonna switch over, okay? Place the other foot in front, other foot behind. Mold those feet around the mat, and then we rise up here and fold. Rise up and fold. Rise and fold. Cool, last two here. And last one. And down, taking the weight into that back foot. We swing the leg off the side and just allow the arms to move with that movement. Staying tall through the top of the head. Last two, one, and then whoop, back. Cool. So now we're going to come into a little bit of a single leg squat here. So just come into the ball of the foot on the back leg, okay? So we've lifted the heel, and then we're going to do a little sit back. So you're trying to sit onto the sit bone, so you can see my knee, it can soften forward slightly, but it's not going right over my toes. So the knee softens and you can see my bottom goes back, so I sit into that. Now if that's tricky for your balance, you've either got the wall there or the chair in front of you. So just sit back, so you're taking your weight back here, yeah? And you're folding into that hip and pressing up. So we just fold here, come up, fold, and come up. We're gonna go for three more here. Fold, come up, two, if you can do it without using something to facilitate, okay, then do. This time we're gonna sink down, press up, and the leg is going to go out to the side. So we find the ball of the foot back down, sit back, remember the knee isn't going forward, push up, and then side bend. And as you side bend, really grow tall through the stabilizing side of the body. Fall back, sit, come up, grow tall. So you are doing this with control. Okay, so it's not a slow movement. We're trying to be dynamic and functional, but I want you to think about the sense of control through the leg, through the foot. Nice. This time we're going to come and hover. So if you want to keep the toe down, if that's easier for you, do. Otherwise hover, but still try and sit back, okay, into that leg. Okay, so the knee hasn't come forward, you're taking your bottom back. Just go to where you can control. And then from here, can you reach? And this is where you might just need to re-find your alignment. The leg out, long. Then press back and hinge. So we softly, it's like we're taking the ball of the foot back, but we're not going to touch. We're going to sit back, reach the leg out long, and then press back up to center. So like you're going to touch the back of the towel, or the mat, sorry, then reach the leg out long, and then press. Whoop, try and keep that hip nice and tall. Last one here, we sink, we reach the leg out long, and then we press back to center. Cool, have a little rest here. And now we're going to repeat the same exercise on this same leg, but we're going to tap down to the floor. So again, if you need the ball of the foot on the mat, do. If you feel you can do it with a hover, then do that. You're going to find that balance point. If you need just to touch something in front of you, to take your bottom back rather than your knee forward. And now cross over, opposite hand goes to the little toe, side, and back up. And then again, soften the knee, sit back, other hand, so same side as the knee, foot that's on the mat, comes across the body and taps down and up. We're going to go across, sit back, tap, and come up. Sit back, fold into the hip, and lower, and come up. One more each side. Sit back, tap across the body, come up, and down, and up, and just step off, walk round. Whoa, I can feel that into that bottom muscle, and all the way down into that foot. And then we're going to repeat that the other way. So other foot comes forward, and the ball of the foot finds the back of the mat. So we start here, ball of the foot stays down, and we're just sinking, and we're pressing up, sink down, press up, sink down, press the hips up, sitting back, so that knee isn't traveling forward, it's the hip folding out behind you. Cool. Nice, we're going to go for 3 more here. Press up, 2, and last one, and back up. So then we try just hovering that, we're going to go out to the side actually first. So we press up, out to the side, and down. Press up, out to the side, down, down. Out, growing tall through the body. And last 2. And last one. Out to the side. So then we bring it back. Just find that toe brushing the mat and then hover it. Then you're sitting back in exactly the same way. And then reach the leg out behind you. Press back up. You sit back. Reach the leg out long, press back up. Nice, I'm just going to adjust there.
So we sit back, reach out behind you, press back up, sink down, reach and back up. Find that control. Sit down onto that chair, reach the leg out behind you, press back up. Last two, sit back, reach, press. Last one, sit back. If you need to just have the toe down to help you sit into this hip, find your balance, then reach the leg out and press back up. Cool, have a little rest. And then we repeat that, but tapping down in front of us. So from here, take the leg back, little hover if you can, otherwise keep the toe, back toe down. We sit back, we reach across the body, tap down and press back up. Sink down, reach across the body, tap and come back up. Sink down, reach, press back up, sink down, through, whoop. Find that control, press back up. Last, grow tall through the top of the head, and then we sit back, tap down, come up. Last one, sit back, down, come back up. Walk around, notice how those hips feel. Shuffle the mat to the back. Just cross one leg over the other, reach up and roll down through the spine. Hang and lift the tailbone. Then just press the front knee into a little lunge, back leg stays straight and just swing the hip out. And you can just walk your hands in the opposite direction to that hip. Breathe into the body just to deepen the stretch through the side of the hip there. Then straighten the legs, squeeze the inner thigh together and roll and restack through the spine. Reach up, switch legs and cross over. Roll back down through the body. Bend the knee, lunging it forward, back leg stays straight. Keep even weight through the foot as you just swing the hips out. And then walk the hands in the opposite direction, getting a stretch into that hip. Then walk those hands back to center. Squeeze the inner thigh, straighten the legs, and roll and restack through the spine. Peel the chin away from the chest. Legs on the parallel line. Take a moment to think of those feet like roots of a tree down into the floor. Long spine, soft shoulders. Bring those arms down by the side of you. Roll your shoulders back to finish.